Wow, I haven't posted in 2 weeks. And before then, it was 5 months. Whoops. Besides that embarrassing statement, Warrior Cats Ultimate Edition has recently updated for fall or Halloween, and I will be showcasing it to you even though I'm about 2-ish weeks late. I'm not sure. But I will be going through all the stuff, not as detailed as others might, but I did my best as the time I had. So, shockingly enough, my 10-year-old computer could not handle Warrior Cats Ultimate Edition the first 5 times. So, I uh, didn't play with a completely loaded screen for a while, but we'll get to the point in a second. Alright, there we go. This had to be sped up because, like I said, 10-year-old computer couldn't handle anything, um, including exporting files. So, these are the new tail packs that I saw, and they looked pretty well, um, along with the new Halloweeny costumes. Um, they were pretty well made, honestly. They just weren't my style, as I really just like the nature and the fur, the eyes, all the markings and stuff. Um, I really like the furs on this pack, but it just wasn't my style. I really liked the Overgrown 2025 pack. Um, I would have bought it if I had money, but I don't really spend all my money on Warrior Cats. I also really liked this pack, the Greenleaf 2025. I also considered buying that one if I got any more money, but the other ones I were kind of lenient on and weren't too interested, even though, they were pretty well made. After checking out all the game passes, I put Knock in a little bee costume for trick or treating or checking out the map. I really couldn't decide what I wanted her to be, but the bee costume worked. So now we're loading into the unloaded map, like I promised. It was quite laggy, but it worked. And I noticed a little scarecrow thing and confused me a little bit, but um, I tried to get a screenshot with it and it didn't really turn out as I liked. So I collected it and I discovered the pumpkin hunt panel and tried to solve all the riddles. And realized I never noticed that they closed off the fence there, or maybe it's been like that and I just never knew. And the recording gets really scratchy now and then because I had to speed up the files since my computer couldn't handle the 18-minute long video, which I can understand. But I found another in the Moonstone, which was easier, but it wasn't the riddle I thought I was solving, so I guess my brain worked somehow, but didn't work the way I thought it was. Then I checked River Clan and couldn't find anything until I turned around and found the pumpkin. From there on, I basically just figured that there would be a pumpkin in every single teleportation place. Then I took a flick with the pumpkin that kind of reminded me of the Playboy Cardi and Little Uzi Vert pick. Um, I found another pumpkin on top of the scratch couch. And the next one was somewhere under the bridge with the trash, which was kind of hard to get to, but I got there eventually. The next few were pretty easy to find since they were just in the camps. I didn't have too much trouble until I tried to figure out where the last hint was, and eventually I found it through Shift Cam and found the gravestones. I understood most of the references, but I couldn't get all of them, except for 6-7. That one got me pretty good. I decided to waltz over there, leap the fence, did some parkour, and got the last pumpkin. The items received were really cute. The little ghost hat, and then there were cuffs as well, which I thought were adorable. And there's Nocturnalwings with them on herself, and I colored them blue since in her story there's a blue ghost, which doesn't make sense to anybody right now. Even the blush is colorable, and I thought that was adorable. So I decided to head on to the trading server and check out to see if there's any new stuff there. But newsflash, it was the same. Nonetheless, it was pretty fun to look around anyway because I haven't explored it completely. So I threw Nocturnal Wings back in her bee costume like she was trick or treating and joined the little lobby they had going on. I explored for a little bit, but I really hadn't walked around the entire place, but I knew there was a house of some sort somewhere. And when I eventually found it, I was looking for Halloween decorations, but keeping up with this game, the main game, and then their quality of life is way too much for a team to handle. So I just, went on with my day because one little pumpkin is not going to change my entire world. But I was blown away by the update in general. And I think the devs did a really wonderful job. Nonetheless, even if it made Nocturnalwings a little sad not to see a pumpkin, but she lived, didn't she? Um, Thanks for bearing with me for not posting for a while, and I guess this is somewhat of a voice reveal since I haven't posted with my voice on this account yet, but I did on my old one. But yeah, that's all for now. So I'll see y'all probably in another month or two when I decide to post again.